You know, it's come to my attention that fluidity is very important. Everything flows in the universe. Fluidity. Everything has its ebbs and flows, so to speak. Fluidity. You know, this is an advanced term, and it requires an advanced outlook, frame of reference. Fluidity. You know, I've been thinking, it seems to me we haven't mastered the art of fluidity. It seems to me that we're pretty stagnant in our evolutionary advancement as a species. Well, as your species. And I'm starting to think that it's directly because we haven't really studied fluidity, the fluid motion of things. Oh yeah, we've studied it a little bit, but we haven't really studied fluidity. We haven't really studied how to be fluid, how to act fluid, how to behave fluidly, how to think fluidly. Now, we've studied some principles of it, but we certainly haven't mastered it. Fluidity. I'm starting to think there's something to it. You know how I know we haven't mastered fluidity yet? People still criticize it. Yeah, I'm not kidding. People will criticize fluidity and they won't bat their eye at the stagnation. No, they'll criticize fluidity. They'll criticize fluidity in a heartbeat. You know, I can remember an incident. That's how I'm going to describe it. An incident. And this was a very intellectual individual. I think she identifies as being female. She, her, hers. So, this individual, you know, your whole life is shaped by experiences, your environment. That's any mammal. And so, the way she perceived her experiences were that of being, a black woman in the world. That's the way she perceived her experience. And for many of years being on the planet, she identified in that way. But it turns out somebody, a researcher, that's what they call themselves, researchers. And this researcher discovered, well, you're not really a black woman. You're a white woman. And, they did a discovery. Because researchers do discoveries. So, they did some kind of genealogy test where they traced her DNA. Because we all know that DNA is not something that researchers don't get wrong. Because DNA is not a color. No, DNA is colorless. It's the researchers that ascribe a color to DNA. But that's a dangerous idea. And that's one that we don't want to go there. Because we don't want to criticize our scientific community, our researchers. No, we wouldn't dare want to do that. You're being a heretic, Purple People's Owl. How dare you be a heretic? That's stagnation, I hear. That's stagnation. I think, oh my God, that's stagnation. That's not being fluid. And so this woman was abruptly fired from her position because, according to the way everyone thinks in the dark age, if you're fluid, that's something to be a problem. That's a weird. That's not what we do. So you can understand why it's going to be difficult for fluidity to come into motion. Because everybody, while they say they're not stagnant, they like stagnant. They enjoy stagnant. They don't like being fluid. See, fluidity desires a free movement. The body, the mind, the spirit, and of the soul. That's when you become fluid. And a lot of people, well, they're saying by their perception and their behavior, those are the only two things that all of us can control. Our perception and our behavior. They say they are open to change. They say that they're progressive. But in order to be open to change and progressive, you have to be fluid. Fluidity. Let's work on fluidity. Let's work on it. Let's get there. And if we don't get there, well, as they used to say, we gave it the old college try.